So a lot of the times when I don't really have anything to do, I guess I should say when I have some free time, I end up coming out exploring a lot, even if it's just for a walk or drive around for a while, or you know, just go and take photos of flowers and stuff around. A lot of the times I like to just come around here and just look around. I wanted to go explore like this for a couple of years, honestly. I used to be into sports cars and really low cars and things like that. And the more I went exploring out into canyons and lakes and things like that, I was always like, man, I want to go and explore further and further. I want to go and actually be able to get into some of those really cool camp spots, you know? And I never could because of how low my cars were. Switching the car wasn't really the biggest thing. The biggest thing that I noticed was tires. The first thing you should buy is tires because it helps everything. Everywhere you're gonna go, it's just a whole peace of mind. When I first got the car that I'm driving right now, I got it from the dealership with mud and snow tires, but they're just regular 4-season tires. And as soon as I hit snow, as soon as I hit any kind of real mud, I got stuck. I had to get out of the car, and I spent at least an hour trying to dig myself out, putting, pebbles and stones and trying to get grip and all that. That was something I wish I could have avoided. I've gone into about a foot of snow with this car and it's been fine, which I'm extremely surprised. It's an all-wheel drive car, but it's front-wheel drive base. So it starts front-wheel drive, activates the rear wheels if it needs to, but most of the time it's front-wheel drive. I've been so surprised how well this is handled. I've gotten stuck in snow, I've gotten stuck in mud, always with highway tires. I'm gonna go ahead and show you right now what I'm using. And take this off the tripod actually. Okay. There you go. Let's see if we can get a shot at this. It's a nice meaty tire. You can tell that compared to a highway tire that's got a whole lot more tread on there. So cracks in the tire right there actually pushes the water out when it gets on concrete. And then you have the bigger chunks of actual tread for mud or snow or dirt. They are the Falcon Wild Peak all-terrain, just trails though. They're not the all-terrain 3s or anything like that. Not as aggressive, obviously. It's more of a highway tire, but it functions as well as a trail tire. So if you know you're gonna be going out camping, hiking, exploring outdoor areas that have, lots of gravel and rocks and things like that. Sweet tires you get. A little pricey, but they're strong compound. It's a really tough tire. And it deflates pretty nicely so that you could get some sidewall usage. I have 20-inch rims on my vehicle. It's just what it came with, which means that I actually have less sidewall to use. If I would have chosen myself, I would have gone with some 17s or 18s. But for now, this is doing just fine. So that little peak symbol that you just saw on the tire next to the M+S, the M+S stands for mud plus snow, and the peak symbol means that the tires have been tested to be able to drive on trailheads all the way to the peaks, where a lot of the times, if you've ever driven on these trails, the higher you go, the colder it gets. A lot of the time you meet snow and ice or, variations of slush and things like that, the higher you go. So the symbol just means that they tested the tires and they were good. They're all right. Whether or not they work for you the same way kind of just comes down to your own vehicle and driving ability. And I'd say location exactly too, you know, what kind of terrain and environment, how extreme it is. These tires are not aggressive all-terrains. As the name indicates on the side of the tire, they're trail tires, you know. They're basically designed for crossovers like my vehicle, cars that are not going to see extreme situations, but at the same time, you don't want to come out here on highway tires. It's about a 15 hour drive where I was at. My main concern when I was looking for a car at that time was comfort. I wanted something smooth, something quick, something with lots of room. I learned that it is awesome to have a vehicle that you can sleep in. It's so nice to just be able to pull over at a rest stop, at a park, on the side of the street, at a Subway, at anything like that, you know, and just put the seats back, put your sleeping bag out and little pillow, and you're good. So I would do that a lot when I was traveling back and forth. Those were the reasons why I ended up buying this car, honestly. At the moment, I didn't live in Oregon. I didn't think that I'd have the chance to be exploring and driving around and going through mountain roads and things like that at all the times just on my free time. But things changed for me. So, I mean, I do see myself in the future getting a 4x4 because it is something that I am serious about. You know, it's my hobby. It's something that when I'm not working, when I'm not out with my family, like this is what I'm doing. I'm just driving out here by myself, enjoying the view, having fun driving, cooking, making videos. So for now, this thing is, you know, it served the purpose. And I think it's great to be able to show and tell you guys things like this because it really shows you that if you want to come and do these kind of things and just explore, if you don't even know if you want to do those things, just try, honestly. You know, I wouldn't say just go out and do it, but research it. You know, try to get a map. You can get Onyx on your phone with the app. It's great. It shows you, you know, you could download maps so that you know exactly where you're going when you don't have cell phone service and things like that. And honestly, as long as you are careful about it and you are cautious, you know, and you have your safety at the top of that list, you'll be fine. This car has actually been a blessing in the sense that I've learned to drive a lot of these trails in less reckless ways, you know, instead of just full sending everything and being like, okay, I'm fine. If I can't make it, I'll just stop and first a little and lock, you know, my differential or put it into 4 low. It's been none of that. So every time that a tricky situation has arose, it's almost always just been on my driving skill. There's been lots of things where I was surprised that I was able to go through over or get unstuck from simply from how much experience I've built up just coming out here and trying it, just driving through different terrains and understanding exactly how things feel. Sometimes you really might not think that the terrain's going to be that different or that it's going to react or that you're going to have to react in a different kind of way. I've had, you know, friends in the past, actually, not this car, but I've had them get stuck a little car in mud just trying to make a U-turn because they didn't plan the right way to get out of where they were driving. And that was a whole issue of itself right there, you know, a good hour and a half that we lost trying to get unstuck from mud. So a lot of it comes down to how present you are in the moment and how aware you are of where you're going and what lines you're taking. And again, I'm not saying that you're going off-roading or you're going over mountains. I'm just saying that there is certain ways that, you know, if you just can avoid certain problems, certain obstacles, if you're smart about your driving technique, it goes a long way, no matter what car you have. You know, someone in a 4x4 that doesn't know what they're doing, still gonna get it stuck. And someone in an all-wheel drive car with some decent tires that knows what they're doing, is going to be just fine until they want to climb mountains.
So I came down to a spot where I know there's a lot of sand. It's pretty loose sand too. I want to give you just an extra, just show you exactly how these tires handle in sand, at least, you know. I know I'm not driving on the beach, but it's the closest I could give you right now. And usually it is not this windy, but it is really windy outside right now, so the camera might, you know, there's gonna be noise. I'll go over it with music or something, but it is pretty windy, so hopefully this doesn't fall over.